It is a rare Saturday afternoon broadcast. Well, it's 5:19, so it's not exactly. It's almost evening. Mark Ortlieb is back to his old self, being in here first, which makes me proud of him. Oh, let me get back over here. Nothing's going on out front, but we'll be prepared to bring it up as soon as anything happens. What happens if I do this? Hello, Rachel Leby. How's everybody doing? 8 people in here that fast? I don't get that many people at night when I figure most people are off. 9 people? Hey, Sable, don't you dare. She's fighting with her brother. We're about to have a riot erupt here. What's he doing in the corner that she's so upset about?
He's laying in her spot.
Oh. All right, Mark, for a prize, you're going to get a personal. Hello, Mark. There you go. It is such a calm, mild day. Hello, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, I removed you from a mailing list today. Don't be offended, but I was sending out an email for donations, and you're already a big donator, so I can't bug you again. So you didn't get my mass email.
Shit.
Rachel, I don't think I removed you, but I should have. Uh-oh. Rachel says, "Hi, Holly. Womb came in today. I can't wait to read it."
Oh, boy.
Paisley's Place says, "Hi, all." Well, Elizabeth, you've already done a lot, so I didn't want to bother you with it. I can send it to you after the fact, but let me see. Let me see here. There, I forwarded to you, so you don't feel excluded from my begging. Hi, Veronica. Did you make out okay today? Hey, Veronica, I won't tell her, but tell me what you ordered, Holly, because I want to see if it disappeared off the list. And by the way, she fixed the address thing. She's sitting over there, but she can't see this broadcast. Hello, Tracy. So tonight, I will do a broadcast again. I don't think I'm going to. No, I can still do the book thing, Rachel. I just want to keep things. Oh. All right. I won't say anything, Veronica. She'll be surprised. I don't think I'm going to show a movie tonight because I don't know. I've had so much fun interacting with you. Like last night, I think was kind of fun. Ollie said people were getting enjoyment out of watching me outside and live broadcasting and seeing my skinny white chalk stick legs. That's what she referred to them as. All right, she didn't say chalk stick, but I just want to make it more dramatic. Yeah, well, I'm gonna. What time do you go to bed, Veronica? Because Tiffany says last night was a blast. Rachel says last night was a blast. Because Veronica, I'll probably go on when it's dark tonight. Now it's getting dark like 7:45, 7:30 or so. Oh, that sounds like me. Hey there, Debbie Fanslaw Bernhardt.
Hi, Debbie.
Holly says, hey, Debbie. Rachel, you let me know when you want to do that, but I'll pop it back up there online. Well, you know what? Why don't I do it now?
Did you?
Debbie says, hey.
Did you tell them that I fixed the fucking address?
Holly fixed the address on her wish list. It's another Saturday night and I ain't got nobody. Ain't got nobody, mama. Catalog products. Let's see. Where is that thing? There it is. All right, Rachel, it's back up there. Yes, take a nap. You never know what frivolry may happen tonight. Last night we were out in the woods. I had a hatchet with me in case I was attacked by something. And then I dropped it almost on my foot. Holly was in here at the command center, and I was outside, both on the front yard cameras and also streaming live. And I heard noises. We should try to contact the dead tonight. What do you say, Hal?
Sure.
She says, sure. She sounded about as thrilled about that as
I just stuck a needle in my finger. I'm sorry.
How dare you? Stop the self-attacks. I should get the ghost meter up here. Actually, I should put the ghost meter. I should put the ghost meter and the spirit talker in a remote location and broadcast it live, stream it here.
How about the well?
The real well or the fake well?
Whichever one you want to do.
I've broadcast from the real well before and we got nothing. Well, no, that's not true. We walked up to it and the spirit talker kind of went wonky. Let's see what the spirit talker does in broad daylight. I'll turn it upside down so the volume is closer to the speaker. I don't know where the speaker is. Maybe it's just Rachel. You already bought that? You're lightning fast.
I affect the animals.
I affect the animals.
Well, that's not good.
Well, I believe demons are in our animals sometimes.
Maybe that's why she gets upset.
Who? Sable?
Yeah, they say animals and children are
They're receptive.
Yes.
They say they are real receptive to spirits. Hi, Tracy. Tracy, I removed you from an email list today, too, because you've done enough already. Don't feel slighted. I was begging for funds, and I didn't want to bother you. Who's where with the dogs right now? Where's Archer? Is he in this corner?
Yes, and she's
Where?
on her bed.
Sable's over on her bed, and Archer is over here in his corner.
Why are you going to do something disruptive?
No, I was just asked. Yeah, Tracy, you've done plenty. I didn't want to send you another email where I'm crying and begging for support because you've done plenty.
I'm really here.
Prove it.
Prove it. That's what I was about to say, but I was taking a sip of soda. It's going, Deanna. How are you? I owe Deanna something, too. I haven't forgotten. You survived your birthday? That was the 9th. Somebody else, by the way, I thought of you today because somebody we posted Holly's Amazon wish list, and one of the other Benites said Virgo. Now Holly's not, but
I'm on the cusp.
she's on the cusp. I guess it's because I posted it today. Is now Virgo?
No, I'm the last day of Libra. Or I'm one of the first ones of Libra.
When's Virgo? Now?
I guess it runs to like the 21st or the 20th.
But it's now?
I think so. I don't know.
Doesn't run till the 21st because I'm a Libra and I'm October.
Well, then I'm wrong.
You are. Isn't it Scorpio before us?
Oh, no, it is Virgo because my dad was a Virgo and he.
Is it Scorpio after us? Hey, Google. Hey, Google. What dates do Virgo run? Oh.
On the website InStyle.com, they say annually, approximately between August 23rd and September 22nd, the sun moves through the 6th sign.
Hey, Google. Stop. All right. So anyway, she said Virgo, this Benite commented, and I said, Deanna's a Virgo, and so is Holly. I mean, not Holly, cousin Darty. I got my friend here. There he is, his nose. Elizabeth, I took the stuff to hopefully within the next week or so. Veronica says, hi, Archer. You soft-skinned baby boy. Archer is handsome. He's got the nicest coat. And he is completely black from his nose to his tail when we got him. Now he's got a little white under his chin, and his entire belly is gray. He's such a good boy, though. He snores a lot. He has taken over our couch, by the way. We do not sit on the couch. Sable is not allowed on the couch. And that's it. He takes over the whole couch. But when we go to bed, he takes his spot up next to my head. Oh, I found his spot, huh?
Thought you couldn't find it again.
I know. Every now and then I think it comes back. 14 says Archer. Oh, hopefully, Elizabeth. God, I hope. It ought to be. When's your Halloween party? Hopefully not for like 21 days or less. That's why I switched t-shirt places. I'm going to this local guy, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet either. I called him to see if I could. Her. I ought to hang this up so you guys can see it. But wait, this is backwards.
Samuel.
Oh, yeah. Mirror my camera. All right, now it's... You could see Spirit Talker is readable now, right? But when I had the camera reversed, I don't even know what's going on with this thing anymore.
Necromancer.
Necromancer. What's that? Isn't that a person that sleeps with dead people?
No, but they can raise the dead.
Necromancers can raise the dead?
Yeah.
Why would a spirit be a necromancer?
Why don't you ask the spirit?
Irish.
Irish. Let's see what's going on outside. Anything? Nope. That's because it's daylight. Archer sitting next to me like a little statue. His coat is so shiny, folks. I should create an Archer camera. Irish, like Irish people. You know, this chair I'm sitting in is deride. That's stupid. This chair I'm sitting in is probably 20 years old. I've done some great editing in this.
She will touch you.
Whoa! Did you hear that?
Yeah.
She will touch you. How dare you, you dirty spirit girl. Hopefully, dirty spirit woman. I don't want to be Russell Branded. Did you hear about
I
him?
don't even know if that's true. He doesn't seem the type.
Tori says, OMG, Nigel, I've been studying necromancy text. Honestly, no BS. I'm doing paranormal studies, and my last name is, well, I can say it because you said it and everybody can say it, is O'Donnell, LOL. Why? Oh, Irish and necromancy. Ah. So she's been studying paranormal studies, Tori, in Canada, right? Just in case you're wondering if I'm paying attention. So I was having a talk with a friend today who's not feeling well. He's been having some issues off and on for the past couple of years, but right now he's really not feeling well. And I said to him something about, like, he was saying how he didn't have health insurance till just recently. He had to sign up, and that he's really not working. He does work and all, but he really feels ridiculous because he doesn't have a normal job yet. And I said, well, it's kind of tough if you're fatigued.
I didn't believe this.
I didn't believe this. I said, it's kind of tough. And I said, and he had mentioned that he had to go on food stamps. And I said, so what? That's what it's there for. And I said to him that when we get to the place where who needs, let's be honest, who needs $1 billion? Who needs $100 billion? Who needs $150 billion, like the richest man in the world? The point of it is, yeah, we'd all like to live comfortable so we could do what we want to do. But there comes a point when you have enough. I haven't reached that point yet. I think 18 months from now, I might. But one of the things I was telling him was these things exist. You're sick. This low-priced insurance exists for people that aren't employed or don't have, a decent income. She shouts. I mean, the food stamps are for that reason. So when are we going to get to the point that I said, when the point comes, it will be a wonderful existence when the point comes that we take care of each other. I said, unfortunately, that point is never going to come because people are I see some of the hateful things people say sometimes. Like, I'll give you, for instance, I saw a post where a woman sprayed her child with a hose because they were outside playing. And she didn't know that the hose, from laying in the sunlight, the water was hot, so she burnt her child. And she was absolutely mortified, as anybody would be, hurting a child. But as far as I know, I mean, her history didn't come up there. I'm shutting this thing off for now. But she didn't intentionally do this, and she was mortified. And people were writing, like, some people were like, oh, I'm so sorry. Is he doing okay? And other people would write stuff like, what kind of mother are you? Just try to be nice to each other. I know I'm preaching to the choir. You're all nice. But I believe in karma. I believe you do good things for people and good things come back to you. By the way, I don't have the luxury of the shadow today, so I look totally bald. Veronica said, the more people I meet, the more I love my animals. Yeah, that's true, Tori. People at a keyboard can write anything they want. But whether writing an email or being face to face or whatever, just let's treat each other with compassion. Now, when people keep making the same mistakes over and over again and getting into the same situations, that's kind of tough to take and keep, oh, come on, don't do that again. But it's like addicts. Addicts aren't addicts because they wanted to be addicts. First of all, some people have a genetic disposition to addiction. I can tell you right now, if I liked liquor or beer, I would be an alcoholic. Because, like, for instance, I'll get one of those Ben and Jerry containers. Well, actually, as of late, it's not that way. But I could eat that whole thing. I could eat the entire bag of M&Ms. And if I got a small bag, I'd eat the whole bag. If I got a medium-sized bag, I'd eat the whole bag. If I got a big bag, I'd eat the whole bag. I could get 5 more dogs. But none of them would be as nice as these two. What are you trying to tell me, Archer? Speak. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make your ears go up. Everybody's getting to see you tonight. They don't normally get to see you. He's not a lap dog like certain little misses. Uh-oh. The idiots next door are out. Sable. Who's running on our front? Here, let me show you. There's something to see out front.
What is happening?
Hang on, I gotta go get nosy here and see what's going on. Keep watching. There's something out front. All right, what I thought happened was I thought that white car hit that person on the bicycle because they then came up with a bicycle. And then I don't know if you could see this, but the other guy came walking up and it looked like they were going to fight. But I think the guy that's driving the white car, well, they hugged, so I don't think they're going to fight, and I think he has a flat tire. Why don't they pull in the driveway? I'm going to go back out there.
Don't get killed.
I'm not going to get killed. These are hillbillies. Hey, stop. Stop. He was just picking them up. I was going to tell him pull in the driveway because I was afraid they were going to get hit. But no, there was just, I think something might be wrong with his bike, but he picked up, that car picked him up. I don't know. Seemed like damn hillbillies to me. Hi, Deb. Well, we don't call them hillbillies. We call them hicks. They look like hicks. Tank top and hat on sideways, you know, baseball cap with the brim pointing over here. He could have broken into a rap at any moment had I gone out there. But you see, they're out there. They were out there on the busy street, and I was going to tell them pull. I thought maybe they needed air because I have a small air compressor, and I was going to tell them pull in the driveway if you're going to be working there. But they figured it out. Plus, I didn't want, beans that they're South Jersey hicks, I didn't want them to yell back, mind your own fucking business. Notice how he restrained from the foul language? Wasn't that impressive?
I don't restrain from anything.
I know. You've become an animal with the cursing at me when we're not on live, especially. When you say stuff like get your own soda, you fat prick.
I think I've ever said that to you.
No, but you've thought it.
Can't get in trouble for your thoughts.
Deb says, and hi, Holly.
And hi, Deb.
So, Nigel, will you go live on Halloween night? Maybe tell us. I was working on a scary story. Holly liked it. Let me see if I can access it by going to iCloud. Oh, for God's sake. All right. Well, here it is. All All right, here was what I planned on doing with you folks. I'm frozen. Why is this? This is the story of Janice Devlin, a single woman in her 30s. After a series of failed relationships, she had given up on finding a soulmate and instead delved deeply into her career as an elementary school teacher. She was not only unlucky in love, but she was also without friends, a mystery considering the fact that she was personable, easy to talk to, and selfless. Janice was an attractive woman, and many men asked her out, but she no longer showed any interest until she met Brian, a handsome man 5 years her junior. He started working as a janitor recently, a position that if she had friends, they would probably have looked down upon and told Janice she could do better. Like Janice, he was personable, easy to talk to, and selfless. They met after class one fall evening when darkness came early. Janice sat at her desk grading papers. She'd rather work here than at home because her small apartment was depressing. It began to rain outside. The heavy drops pounded against the windows, and a distant rumble of thunder was audible. This prompted her to get up and close the window she had opened for fresh air. As she struggled to shut the window, a bright flash of lightning struck, startling her. She stepped away from the still open window and was startled again, this time even more, when Brian stepped up beside her and pulled the window shut. "Sorry, ma'am," he said. "I didn't mean to frighten ya." Using ya instead of you is something she would have corrected one of her students if they used the word, but he was a grown man and she didn't consider it her place. After all, he was a janitor, not the principal. A second flash of lightning struck and it thundered, only this time it was muffled by the shut window. The fluorescent room lights blinked and then went out, followed almost immediately by the emergency spotlights coming on. Here she was, alone in the building except for this stranger in a barely lit room. She should have been terrified and would have been if she was there alone. But there was something about Brian that made her feel safe. She stared out the window at the rain now cascading down the glass, unwilling to look directly at Brian. The spotlights were behind him, outlining their silhouettes and reflecting off the window. Her eyes widened when it appeared in the reflection that he was now directly behind her, right over her left shoulder. She spun her head to the left and ducked away, embarrassed when she realized he was beside her in the same position he was when he pulled the window shut, not behind her. "Are you okay?" he asked, stepping back, not forward, so as not to alarm her further. "I hate weather like this," she answered, lowering her eyes sheepishly. A moment later, the lights came back on, and she could see he was even further away from her than she had imagined. The bright white of the humming classroom lights gave her some comfort. The way her mind worked, she knew anyone working in the building would have had to pass a background check, so it was unlikely he presented any danger. He looked at his watch. "It's break time," he said. "Would you like to join me for a cup of coffee?" "No," she answered in a manner so quick he could easily have construed the question as being too forward. "Geez, Janice, he offered you a cup of coffee, not a massage," she thought to herself. Thinking that made her smile. It was so unlike her to put together a thought so humorous and so quick. "I'm not a coffee drinker," she said, hoping to lessen the strain. "Plus, I've got a few more papers to grade." "Okay, well, my name is Brian," he said. "It was nice to meet you." He didn't offer to shake her hand because their brief interaction indicated she would not be receptive. "I'm Miss Devlin," she responded as if he were a student. "Janice," she then said, rolling her eyes. "Okay, Janice, good night." He then turned and walked away and out into the hallway. Janice stood there a minute before reaching up and clutching her gold necklace with a blue opal hanging from it. She looked down at it and immediately compared it in her mind to the color of his eyes. She never had thoughts like this, at least not recently, but there was something about him. She then walked slowly over to the classroom door and nonchalantly peered outward and to the right in the direction he had gone. If he had turned or looked back, she could quickly retreat into the room. After he turned the corner, she returned to her desk. She had already finished grading her students' papers before, but didn't want to leave too quickly since she told him she had more work to do. She would need to go to the break room where he was to retrieve her coat and insulated lunch bag. She also needed to use the restroom, but was mortified at the thought of using the staff woman's bathroom in the break room where he was. She elected to use the student restroom across from her classroom, even though the toilets were uncomfortably low, designed for children. She couldn't wait, however, and walked in. She knew all the bathrooms had locks installed for safety. It was hard to imagine in this small town of Everett that there would ever be a school shooter or that they'd have to shelter here, but they were still installed at the governor's direction. She turned to lock the door behind her, but saw it required a key from either side. She knew this, but forgot, which was ironic since she had a copy of the key in her desk. They didn't want third graders locking the door on their own and engaging in any sort of inappropriate behavior. Not that children that age would. Janice entered the stall furthest from the hallway door, locked it behind her, then sat down on the toilet. Even at her height of 5'4", her knees came up to near shoulder height. It was awkward, but she had no alternative. Just then she heard footsteps coming down the hallway. "Oh God, please don't come in here," she prayed. He was the janitor, and it was his job to clean the restrooms, so wouldn't it be unexpected of him to enter? She sat there, hesitant to even breathe. She could tell by the sound of his footsteps that he walked into her classroom, then out a moment later. Was he searching for her? Her heart raced, and she could think of no good reason for him to be looking for her. Minutes passed since she last heard any sounds coming from the hallway. She quickly left the stall, pausing to wash her hands, and after a brief glance in both directions at the hallway door, darted across into her classroom. There on her desk sat a paper cup with tea and 2 packets of sugar beside it. She could not remember the last time anyone did something this kind for her. She sipped the tea and momentarily thought, what if he drugged it? She then smiled, realizing how ridiculous the thought was. She then gathered her purse and headed down to retrieve her coat and lunch bag from the break room. She braced herself to face him when she entered the break room, but he wasn't there. Janice actually felt disappointed. She wanted to thank him for the tea, a kind gesture, the like she could not remember anyone doing for her in the past. It was a small gesture, but kind, and it made her feel good. She grabbed her coat and bag and consciously made noise as she headed out, hoping he would hear her instead of trying to silently sneak out. They didn't cross paths again that night. Even though Janice hoped to see him, she didn't know how she'd react, even if she did. When she reached the parking lot, it was now barely drizzling, and she drove home. The next morning, Janice awoke in a good mood, all because of her interaction the night before with Brian. They barely exchanged any words, but she just felt good about it, mostly because she had had so few interactions with new people, especially men. When she dressed for work that day, she spent extra time picking out what she would wear. She knew this was silly, but if she did run into him again, she wanted to look like it mattered. The whole day she was in a good mood. When class ended, she had no papers to grade, so she just did busy work well past normal hours in hopes she would encounter him again. Finally, she heard the familiar sound of the trash barrel on wheels being pushed down the hallway. You know, the big barrel used to empty classroom waste paper baskets into. Janice was excited until she saw it was Eric, the regular janitor, a man in his 60s that gave her the creeps. She quickly gathered herself and left the building. As she drove home, she was mentally beating herself up, thinking about how desperate she seemed. Thank God no one knew about this. They would think she was pathetic. She went to bed earlier than usual, and a week passed without her running into Brian again. She stopped hanging around after hours, hoping to run into him. If she saw him again, great. If not, fine. He was probably just filling in for Eric one night, a replacement sent by the contractor that cleaned the facility. No matter how hard she tried, however, she would still occasionally think about him. 2 weeks after their encounter, she saw a note hanging in the teacher's lounge announcing Eric's retirement out at the end of the week. She tried to act sensible and mature, but she couldn't help but hope Brian would replace him and they would meet again. That's as far as I got. 1,700 words. Ashton, well, I'm sorry you had a horrible week, and I'm glad we're cheering you up because I'm glad you're here. Is everything okay with the little one? Well, you know what's going to happen, Deb, is he is going to appear again. I'm almost making this sound like 50 Shades of Grey. As I was reading, I'm thinking he's got to throw her up on the desk and go to town. No, I wasn't thinking that, folks. Don't go changing. Try, Veronica, you will get more. You will get more. Well, I got to focus my writing on Bad Ben, the novel. I look at all your comments, by the way, in case you're wondering. So last night we did have an active night, you know how. How?
What?
I was talking to you.
I didn't hear you. What?
Why? You listening to music?
I have my earphones on. What?
Why do you have your earphones on?
They're off.
All right, nothing.
No, what'd you say?
No, I just said we had an active night last night, didn't you think?
You did, yes.
I was outside. I was ghost hunting. Holly was here at like the command center. She'd be the one dialing 911 if I got scooped up if she had her phone with her. Archer's back. I have my bedroom door shut so they don't pee on the carpet. So why don't you guys ask me some questions or something so that I'm not just the only one here talking? All right. Well, or don't. That's okay, too. I'm starting to get spots on my face like old people. Don't they call them liver spots?
Yes. Everybody gets them.
The Dracula situation is going just okay, to be honest with you. I know you guys like these things, or the novel's going better than okay. I'm getting far along there. I know you guys like the films, or you probably wouldn't come in here just to watch me talk, but it's getting tougher and tougher to do these things for the return for the time involved. Hello again, Archer.
Take me out again.
Hi, sweet, sweet black baby. Hello, sweetheart. Hello, you love your daddy. I'm not playing a movie tonight, Sammy. We'll just be doing the shenanigans that we did last night. I did download the fair use version of Dracula with Boris Karloff, I guess, or who was that? Lon Chaney?
No, it was Boris Karloff. You were right the first time, bitch.
I was right the first time, bitch, she said. There's that's a consideration, Tori, and that's something I'm working towards. There's an upgraded version of this that basically signs it up as though they're live webinars. Let me see if Zoom. Yeah, but Zoom, you got to come in too. And a lot of you don't like to show your faces.
All right, you want to go out, Archer?
Let's see here. Do a paid offer. Bella Lugosi.
Yeah, that's the one.
You know what? I think let me see here. I hope I'm not boring you. Oh, wait, I know where it. Hello, Retro.
Come on, Sable.
Member only live chats. I can set up $2.99. Well, I just created on YouTube. You can do member only live chats, and it's I created an offer for $2.99 a month. I think that's affordable, and that means I'll be able to start. People can sign up for that for $2.99, and I'll be able to hold live chats that are just for you, just you and I, just you and I. Good evening, Retro Alarm. Chester Horrors was the one that had the right answer. Bella Lugosi. YouTube. It would be just like you're on right now, Tori. Some of you are on here in Facebook. I don't know. It's got to be approved. I could be rejected. YouTube's weirdo. It can be weird. Oh. Well, wait a second. It's been approved already. Approved. Look at that. Hello, Juan. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sitting here doing this. Well, it's active. So I can now start doing these things. Let me see how this works. I don't know if this means you all have to join. Nobody's been kicked out. Member only live chats. Live. I'm live now. Join. Well, I'll try this at I'll disconnect and try this. But it's showing me live now, and I have 22 people in here. And I don't want to cut you out because you're wonderful people. Last night's broadcast was an hour and 40 minutes and then 50 minutes. So it was an hour and 40 and an hour. It would have been 2 hours and 40. It was 2 hours and 30 minutes. And the Cousin Doherty run was an hour and 13.
Can't get enough of you.
Can't get enough of your love. Go live. This is going to fuck everything up, I bet. Oh, fuck. Well, I saw how to do it, so we'll see. Ow. Tori, do you know this guy? Jeff, do you know Tori, or are you, because that immediately sets up alarms here when somebody randomly says somebody's amazing. I agree, she is, but I've known her for days, weeks, years. Okay. All right. Just being a little protective of my ladies, because that's the type of dude I am. All right, Jeffrey. I apologize. Now that I know you're not a stalker, you may talk to Tori at will. Look what happens when I make my mouth real tiny. Who do I look like, Carl? Say it.
Face.
Ass face. Arse face. I just heard something in the woods over there. Look at Sable, too. Do you hear it, Hal?
I don't hear anything. Do you hear it?
I did twice. That's why I said something. Why would I say, do you hear it if I didn't hear something?
Because Sable saw something.
Oh, my God. That's right, from Preacher, Tori. Now I see why Jeffrey said she's amazing. $2.99 a month, and I'll broadcast at least 5 nights a week. So that'll be at least 20 broadcasts. And of that $2.99, I get 70%. So that now instantly knocks it down to $2.30, but that's okay. If I get 10,000 paid subscribers, I'll do nude content. All right, I know I can't do that.
You should get an OnlyFans.
I should get in OnlyFans, you think?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but see, people saw the movies and they saw that fake swinging schlong of mine, and it's just not real.
Well, do what Markiplier did.
What?
He doesn't show anything, really. And he donates all the money to charity. He showed the side of his butt once.
I'll show the side of my ass.
That's all he did.
I'll show my full ass.
You already have.
I know, my butt looked really good in that shot. But from losing weight, I kind of got a saggy. How'd we get on this? Oh my God, it always turns to filth. Oh, we got some bird activity out front, folks. Let's switch to out front. Oh, look, they all flew off. Bunch of cowards. Well, there's a bird there still. See that bird near the dirt right here? Right here, there's a bird. I think that's a bird. Sophie may be watching. She does tend to. She watched me mow the lawn yesterday from her window. Well, there's another bird. Well, it's behind my window. See it? Down the bottom left corner. Oh, there it's running. Little bastard.
Where's it running from?
There's suddenly a bunch of bird activity out there. I wonder, is that a bird or... Yeah, that's a bird. And that's a bird. Yes. The members channel was approved. So what I'll do is after I end this chat, I will, well, I guess they're called mourning doves, but that one that's on there now is a robin. All right, let me turn the attention back to me. We'll keep that up out there, but I want to be the attention. I want to be the center of attention.
You want to be adored?
Worshipped and adored. Worship no man or woman. But I worship my doggies. They worship Daddy. Hello, Archer. Animals do we have here? We have opossums, coyotes, foxes, rabbits, skunks, a ton of skunks, deer. Haven't seen a skunk on this property, but we've seen them all over this area. Usually dead on the side of the road. Turtles, snakes. What are those things called, little lizards? Skinks?
Skinks.
Yeah, I've seen them out at the vet's office.
I'm not a lizard. I'm not into lizards. I think they're weird looking.
All kinds of birds. Chupacabra, Bigfoot, raccoons, wild turkeys. The fall's coming, so they'll be out here in full force again. Those chicken hawks, eagles, red-tail hawks.
Did you ever tell that story about the eagle? Or the hawk? It was the hawk.
That came down, swooped at me. I don't want to embarrass myself, but one day I'm out. This was 5 years ago or so. Byron was still alive, our dog before these two maniacs. Well, I'm out in the backyard and I had my hammock set up and I walk out there and all of a sudden this hawk came swooping down and scared the bejesus out of me. And ever since then, well, not so much anymore, but I used to keep a grass rake next to the back door so I could go out with it in case I needed to defend myself. But it must have had a nest nearby. But we see them circling all the time. The next door neighbors had a red-tailed hawk at the top of their tree that had babies at the beginning of the summer. They've had a bald eagle nest out there at the back of their property. I've seen the bald eagle flying around here. Those things are huge. Do you ever see those shoebill birds?
Yes.
They're gigantic.
They're very big, yes.
No jackalopes, Jeffrey.
I like jackalopes.
They're not real.
I want a jackalope.
How about I get you a goldfish?
I've had a goldfish. They're stupid.
Where did they ever find gold? They're koi, aren't they?
They could be. I don't know very much about fish either. I know things about a select number of topics.
Piranhas aren't as vicious as they say.
How do you know?
I watched a documentary on it.
Do they eat people?
They will bite you, but they're not like ferocious where they'll skin your bones if you're alive. I don't like going in water where I can't see my feet. That's why I like pools and not the ocean. But pools are too expensive to maintain.
How about an above ground one?
They're expensive to maintain.
I thought maybe that they were less expensive. Excuse me.
No, you got to clean that shit. Put bichlorine and... I mean, the nice thing is you can skinny dip. And I would do that. I'm telling you right now, I'd go out there with my shit free.
Remember that old woman that was out there in the pool when we were going down south?
Yeah, but you thought she was naked.
Well, since I'll never see her again, I choose to believe she was naked.
You said we were going south. Where?
Wasn't that when we went to that Hamilton Walmart?
Oh, we can't. Well, it was kind of. I don't know.
Well, we were coming back up.
Down. Over. Down and over. Southeast. Tori points out that they had a barn owl attacking everybody. So YouTube people, and those of you that are on Facebook need to get over to following me on YouTube to see these. But YouTube folks, do you get a notification when I schedule a broadcast, or do you just get a notification when I go live?
I get no notifications for anybody I follow on YouTube.
We have turkey vultures too. It's a setting.
I'm aware of a setting. I've reset it a bunch of times. It's a known issue, okay?
You know, the way you treat me is a known issue.
I didn't know I was doing anything wrong.
I've been on an hour and 20 minutes. Just went live. Well, now if you go to the channel, like when I exit, there should be a join button at the top. So if you think I offer you enough entertainment, just sitting here being gorgeous, it's $3 a month. $2.99, in fact.
You should do a live on TikTok sometime.
What?
You should do a live on TikTok.
Can you do live on TikTok now?
People can send you money. They can send you stars or whatever, and
Well, let me see this.
you get a lot of randos. I will tell you.
Do I have to?
What?
Do I have to do something special here? Account, privacy, balance, live events. Let's see. Why do I have to sign in? Your private videos. That sounds dirty. This has both cameras at once active. Voice filter.
Oh God.
How to broadcast live. Let's see. Oh, I don't need that bullshit. That's not live. That's recording. Discard. How do I do it live?
There's no instructions on how to go live.
You need 1,000 followers on TikToks before you can go live.
How many do you have?
I don't really. Oh, I've got 707 followers. Guys, do me a favor. I need 300 more followers on TikTok and I can go live.
You want to go live on my account?
How many you got?
Like 1,600.
On TikTok? You go, girl. Do you show boobs?
I don't show anything. I hardly ever make videos anymore.
No, I got to grow mine. Here, let me post a photo.
All I need is good energy. I don't need no negativity around me. High frequency. I'm talking high G-O-D. Yeah. Good energy. I don't need no negativity. All I need is good energy. I don't need no negativity around me. High frequency. I'm talking high G-O-D. Yeah. Good energy. I don't need no negativity. All I need is good energy.
I don't know how to post
I don't
this
need no
now.
negativity.
That posted.
All I need is good
Let's
energy.
take a minute for it to.
I don't need no negativity.
How do I put a comment under my
High
photo?
frequency.
You don't put a comment.
You don't comment?
Yeah, you can. Here, I'm coming.
No, don't come over here.
What?
All right, come over here.
Do you want me to help you or not?
I don't know how I add comment, like to my picture.
I'll show you.
All right, I need to stop this. Hang on. I need to stop what I'm doing. All right, hang on.
All I need is good energy.
How do I
I
delete?
don't need no negativity around me.
Don't
High
touch it.
frequency.
I need to learn.
I'm talking high G-O-D.
Delete.
Good
Okay.
energy.
So now if I want to put my picture up like that, right? Take a photo. Now what?
Do you want music or anything?
No.
I have to keep it. You put it to your story.
That's what's there. Your story.
Alright. Then it'll disappear after 24 hours.
But don't I need to get rid? Wait, 24 hours?
Yeah.
How do I get it to stay? You're looking at my nudies.
No, I'm not. I don't care. Alright, so.
Yeah.
Camera.
That's what I was doing.
Right. Do your.
Look, get over closer. Now what? Forget it. I don't want to do it now.
I can't see.
I'll come back to it. You're yelling at me. She was yelling at me, folks. I'm sorry. All right. Well, I'm going to hop off here, and I'll be back on in an hour. Hope to see you then. See you. Love you. Bye. You're the best.